somehow, in some way, GAM continues to give us some fun picks as Wales looking to keep their dreams alive in this series, in our final series of the week here. Nigia versus Nigia, just slapping around Kiaya a little bit.
Yeah, and GAM must feel really good after the last game, right? And especially the bot lane. Style got to chill. I think there should be Here's in W. Yeah, that's nothing to be worried about. You would have skilled W anyway, level 1. Usually do that. Sometimes you go for Q or E, but yeah, it's fine. Nothing really lost there. No summoner invested. Style wants a bit of poke and glory, maybe? Nope. Not quite going for it. But yeah, it just must feel good to be a GAM player right now. You're already sitting at 9-0. You've already beaten this team. You know you're the best team in the league. And then your mid laner can just put out these weird champions on top of that. Just grabs into his pocket and finds the fishes out a zillion. It was an insta-pick too, so very much a prepared strategy. I'm so excited to see Levi just zooming through this whole game with a zillion speed.
However, will critique Levi because he played Hecarim against Flash, right? And he went very, very well. It was like 5-1-13 performance from Levi. He was crushing. And he built the most boring build of all recorded human history when me and Mobby were observing that earlier on this week. Because he went for Sunder into Black Cleaver, which is like, that's the most bargain barrel build that you could ever go for on Hecarim. You can go Spear Sojin. Actually, I'm going to hang out for a second. I'm going to stop being salty for at least a
dodging there.
Yeah, Bees dodging was super good. The double exhaust as well to make sure that nothing was going to come down. Is Style and Xin actually kind of get bodied on that 2v2 right there. Huge winning in the health trade. Now Vit gets to continue to poke down. Difficult for Style to access this wave anytime soon. You're going to have to wait for the pots to come through. Oh, Vit!
Ooh, yeah, and I actually think that was a good decision not to attack. He was holding his breath there because he would have gotten into... he would have at least be punished by 1 tower shot. I think that's actually a bad trade for you, so I don't hate this. Yeah, but I mean, I do like when players can change their plans. We have Killer Queen on the dive here, and Levi is pretty low in mana. Can he defend this one? No, he lost it.
Okay, actually, no, yeah, he loses it. And actually, he's probably going to lose the 1v1 too, because he just doesn't have the mana to stay upright. He also E'd the wrong person, as Xin is going to be able to find the play into Killer Queen. If I were Killer Queen, go execute. Don't give the kill to Zillion, give the kill to Xin. Absolutely. Flash over the wall.
Or just kill him.
Keep him
no!
Upright. Wow. Worst case scenario. Xin gets out, and the kill goes over after the summoner spells were burnt. So Kadi just gets a free kill to walk away with. I do appreciate the invade. I thought it was really good from Killer Queen. Again, that push in from Vit and B led to that invade going in and working out super well for Killer Queen. But again, burnt flash from Killer Queen and B for basically nothing.
But this is the Killer Queen we know and love, the aggressive one, the invading one, the one that needs to go for skirmishes and wants to accelerate the game in the 1v1. And I don't even understand what Levo was thinking here. Levo was very clearly losing this one. And you have to remember, Killer Queen, of course, with the passive going, gets so much HP back and also so much armor. Very confusing. Beat, yeah, just... You wanted to flash Q for the kill, but it just doesn't quite work out. Killer Queen's so close to a 2v1.
Not to mention, the other thing that really peeved me about that is that Style came in and Q just like up at Zillion basically instead of directly at Killer Queen. I think he was assuming that Killer Queen was going to try to escape by running backwards towards Zillion, but that just is never going to happen. So it was a very strange set of events that just occurred right there. But grand scheme, it is a kill. You get a kill onto your Wukong in exchange for the kill onto the Zillion, so nothing insane about that. I think it's valuable for the Wukong. Killer Queen can try to take over the game now, shut the Hecarim out at least a little bit. So you get a bit of coverage here. Wukong looking at something, but there's no way a dive comes out this early on in the game.
Hecarim just counter-jungling on the top side now, so he did punish it instantly. That's very clearly Levi's experience and Levi's ability to read the game state. He's always the first to be in the enemy jungle when it's safe, but he might have overstepped a bit because now he's getting caught by Glory. He doesn't have flash, remember? Good dodge, though.
Nice dodge. Yeah, nice dodge. E tags him, but again, doesn't get shoved through them, so not going to get stunned, not going to take the bulk of that damage. Instead, just going to get a couple of camps in and walk out for free. One problem, Killer Queen can run into his jungle and go fight him because there's not been a back from Levi yet. I don't know why he bought nothing on his first back. Oh, he bought boots, my apologies, on his first pack. But didn't buy anything else really substantial, which means that the Caulfield is going to be such a big boon for Killer Queen to have. Looks like he's going to be able to grab back a Raptor. I don't think it was all the Raptors. I think some of them got taken by Levi, but a decent chunk of that is going to go over to Killer Queen. probably get his Krugs too. So it's a response. All the camps that just got picked up by Levi, it's going to have to be defended by Kiaya, who runs over here.
Look at this coordination. They know so well how to play around the jungle, and instantly Kiaya comes in to defend this camp against the enemy jungler. Killer Queen going crazy.
That was an interesting decision. Okay, and now Levi's going to be here on the redeploy. Just that was Killer Queen, homie. What? in what universe? He literally killed the big Krug. That camp gets executed in 6 seconds unless Kiaya sticks around and just like kills it himself. That would have been 2 lost camps on top side. Levi, if he decided, I think the thought process was Killer Queen says if Levi comes here, he's dumping the rest of his clear because he's just way behind and everything else. He's going to lose both camps. It's not going to matter. Not expecting to die, maybe. I don't know. That's probably the thought process. Is Vit and Sumthon not going to matter that much? That's the only thing I can think is Killer Queen's like, oh, he will never come here because he needs to go clear on the other side of the map. So I am free reign to kill Kiaya, and then Hecarim shows up and he's like, well, yes, I'm dead. Like I don't know.
I mean, I don't even think he wins against Kiaya. To be perfectly honest, he was a level down.
He did either.
Yeah, that was a very confusing play. This is more of the Killer Queen we know from 2 years ago when he came in to the league and was the most aggressive player of all times. Just went for it every single time. He has been more measured this year, but this is reminiscent of that time.
Hey, Yoey.
Oh no!
Take a little look-see. Take a little look-see up towards Kiaya's build path, because we saw the grasp. Take a little look-see at what he's building right now.
No.
You know what that is? You know what that is?
That is a heart steal.
That's a heart steal.
Heart steal cannon, baby. Let's go. What sort of dark tech are we pulling out here, Kiaya? You gotta love it.
Yeah, the grasp. I saw the first grasp proc and was like, huh? Is Malphite really going grasp in this matchup? And then yeah, it flew towards Kiaya, and my life was kind of shattered because that is not supposed to happen. He's actually down in CS, but I mean, to be fair, he made a detour to help his jungler, but he has lost the plating in the 1v1 matchup. What is going on? What is Kiaya cooking? I'm not sure I like it.
You know what? I'm here for it, all right? I don't think Heartsteal's that great because I think it stacks way too slowly to use effectively in a side lane most of the time unless you are just outright bullying the opposition. That's my one downside of it. Other than that, I'm like, okay, he's range versus melee. Maybe he could take abuse of it. I was trying to look and see whether or not there was a game of record on this. No, nobody's played this. Not even one person has actually played this build path. At least not that I can find. Maybe somebody in chat or somebody in our Discord could kind of prove me wrong and throw something out there. I've seen a couple AD cannons, but I have not seen even a single Heartsteel cannon in all of the games that I'm able to look at. So this is a Kiaya special, an OG VCS special. As Glory jumps in on the Rift Tail, Levi is going to be in the midst of the pit.
Levi's in trouble.
Everybody gets steered away. He does have the Zillion ultimate right now, so they have pulled aggro off of him. They do not get the Rift Tail either.
Come on.
He's going to die just at the last second. Is Kiaya's going to turn on the ultimate, and now they can maybe turn for the rest of the fight. I don't know if they've got the damage for it. They're going to try to find Glory. That's the bomb, so they're going to come through. Kiaya's going to have to do quite a bit of work here to be able to kind of do everything else. They're going to find one onto Glory. Now it's Kadi, and it's Kiaya against the rest of the world. Nagia is going to be able to bring him down as B is the last one remaining. Bubble's going to come down, but Nagia does not fancy his chances. And instead, it is just a 3-for-2 in favor of Team Wales and the Rift Herald going over, pulled up by Nagia, but at least they do get something as they win a big fight against GAM.
I think they're going a bit crazy, Rebel. What is going on with GAM this game? Look at Levi's HP as he tries to defend the Rift Herald. He goes down so quickly and he doesn't even have any mana. I have no idea what's going on with his ultimate either. He didn't even go onto Glory. And speaking of Glory, he is just carrying the fight silently on the other side because he gets every single kill. He has such good positioning, so much damage on the Talia, double kill already. I think he goes down in the end to Kiaya, but still a decent fight, especially considering they got the Rift Herald Eye, so that could be even more gold for them. Bot lane.
Nagia saved his ultimate till then. What a weird thing to do. Okay, then Xin is going to be able to dash out because he's got range enhanced because of Xayah. And Killer Queen is here, but I don't think Killer Queen is going to be able to find the wraparound fast enough. Oh, he W's over the wall. He's going to be able to find something on the dive underneath. Vit, does he have ultimate? He does not. He would have to dash W or something along those lines. It does find it. Nice wave as well. Might actually kill Style. Nope, not going to happen. They have prevented Style from leaving. Is there reinforcement? Levi's on the way, but I don't think they're going to find him. Xin is going to have to be here on his lonesome, and now Killer Queen can kind of just leave. Yeah, Killer Queen, Killer Queen, Killer Queen, Killer Queen, please, Killer Queen, leave. He's going to jump back and try to find Xin. I don't think he's going to. Instead, it is a 1-for-1.
What
Killer
is he
Queen,
doing?
For every For every positive play, he just insulted another death. I swear. This is actually OG 2021 Killer Queen.
Yeah, it's vintage. Vintage Killer Queen, and he has 4 deaths already at 10 minutes. Look at his kill contribution for both teams. It's insane. He has been part of all kills for his team and all but 1 kill for the enemy team. He is really just the protagonist. Everyone else doesn't matter. He's playing with all the other players are just there to set him up for failure and glory. And at the moment, it's unfortunately more failure, but maybe he can... Oh. How was that out of tower range? That's insane.
Kiaya is a beast, all right? Kiaya knows these things and is able to get away very effectively. Now Nagia trying to chase him down. Honestly, I don't know that he has the bones to be able to do this because he's down the ultimate and he's got the area. Like, Kiaya can just trade back with the grasp. I know Kiaya doesn't have all that much, but there's no real threat. Here comes Killer Queen. Okay, where is everybody else on the map? Is it possible for Killer Queen to kill away? Is Kiaya? He does have Slicing Maelstrom. Rift Herald's going to get dropped. Now Killer Queen's wrapping around, trying to keep the wave back. Are they going to actually dive him? Kiaya's down to about 1,000 health, pops through Slicing Maelstrom early to make sure that the sun's going to go down. He's not dead yet! He is not going to die, though, so do not worry about it. He is going to find it. In the meantime, on the bottom side, looks like a dive had actually come through.
Oh, B!
Right there. Glory's going to be able to provide 2 more, potentially, as there's going to be an ultimate coming through from Kadi to make sure that Levi is not going to die. They still have a bit of pressure here, but I do not know how they actually get out of this one unscathed. They're going to look. They're doubling down on the bot side dive. Who is to guess? Levi, what are we doing, man? Okay, he is able to get 1 back for Kadi. So it is a 1-for-1 on the bottom side in exchange for the 1-on-1 on top side, and top tower almost certainly going to go down. They're just leaving. TP is going to come in for Ki. I'm not sure what that was. B is charging into 3 right now. It is a wild game, Yolway. I do not know what is happening.
We have OG Killer Queen. We also have OG VCS action, OG GAM with just going for play after play. By the way, the most fat members of this whole game are actually Zillion and Nami, the two... Obviously, the 2 champions we expect the most from. But also, this might be the best day of Nami's we've ever seen in the VCS, because B is absolutely smurfing out of his mind in this game, too. Look at the double bubble he hits here. After this one. This was not the greatest. Okay, fair enough. But the one he hits after this one is so good to set up Glory. And they do get the kill on Style, I believe. Yeah, there it is. Boom. Bubble on both of them. Beautifully done, and just barely not enough to kill Zin, and of course the Zillion is here to save the day. So in the end, it's still a winning play for GAM. So much action across the board, it's very hard to say who's actually getting out with the advantages, but both teams just going tit for tat.
Oh, okay. That was actually really sexy by Levi. Levi presses his E and then he saves it, and he knew he was going to be bad. And a double bomb was actually planted on the ground by Kadi. That is a fight that got lost off screen. We actually are probably going to have to go replay in vintage VCS viewing fashion. If you remember, it's usually just replay and then a fight had already happened. So you go back and
we traveled back in time.
We really have traveled back in time. A whole year here inside the VCS. We're seeing plenty of things happen. It looks like Levi and Style went down in a potential contest for the Dragon, although I think Team Wales got the first one, so that was probably a steal. At least they do get that. That's nice.
Yeah, and Wales actually really far ahead now, more than 2k at 14 minutes, kind of destroying GAM in this laning phase, and GAM might have over-indexed into trying to fight these skirmishes with the Zillion with most of the gold.
Yeah, and then Levi went running in to try to find something, tackled Glory out of the range of everybody else. Yeah, this was a really weird kind of set of things that happened right now. And Style also presses that ultimate so late. I feel like you could have popped that earlier and hit multiple members with it. Instead, just chose to use it defensively and ended up dying anyway. So, I don't know. This is a weird game from GAM and a weird game from Wales. And a 2K advantage means absolutely nothing because we saw that in the last game and then they coin flipped on Baron and just lost anyway.
Yeah, but it's time for the most important thing in the game. Check Kiaya's HP bar. It's looking pretty healthy.
Bigger than Nagia's. TP to top side. As Levi's up here as well, that's an ultimate that's going to be popped in. Glory now going to jump down directly into Slicing Maelstrom. Ultimate's going to get popped by Levi. Trying to push him back. He's going to push him back into the tower. He's going to take a tower shot. That will be 1. Levi's going to be able to walk away with at least a 1-for-1 so far. But a B up on the top side is going to throw the wave and immediately get a response. And that's going to be first tower for Glory. So all a couple of kills thrown over in exchange for that bottom tower. Looks like Styles going to be able to collect that one in response.
And to add to the things that are vintage about this game, it's also B being everywhere on the map and playing amazingly. Oh, yeah. So B with an absolute cracker of a game. Think back to series number 1 against GAM. He played the Annie, which is actually permabanned in this series, to be fair. Yep. It's most of the time it's permabanned, but in this case, B completely stomped GAM the first time they played against each other, all the way back, I think it was even week 1. And now he's back here with Nami, and we don't really associate Nami most of the time with great plays, but B is really making it work. Unfortunately, he's also stealing almost every kill. He stole the kill on Kiai here as well. But he is everywhere. He's winning the fight, so yeah, he deserves a little bit of gold.
Just a little bit. Not too bad. It was a nice 2-for-1. It was a nice roam. I'm really surprised they put as much as they did into this topside play as a response to the bottom side, but it did net them a decent amount as they're still up about 2,500 gold in this game over top of GAM. I'm still worried about the scaling that's going to come through. Although now that Kiaya's not gone AP and is instead gone for this weird tank construction, it's less valuable to throw the Zillion like speed buff on him, because usually you're like, oh yeah, he can run through the entire team with Slicing Maelstrom, pop everyone with a W, and then everyone's half health. It's just not the case now that he hasn't gone for Pen, hasn't gone for AP, anything like that. Xin is just kind of leading directly the ultimate on top of Style. Somehow Style takes the majority of his health bar, despite the fact that Xin was trying to body block for him, and now Vit kind of wants a little bit more. Rift Herald dropped in the mid lane. B, again with the wave, that time not going to catch it in any capacity, as a TP is going to come out into the mid lane to try to prevent this from going down.
But they keep pushing forward. Team Wales is not letting up. That is very good to see. They just keep going aggressively into GAM. And remember, last game, they were very far ahead of 20 minutes. It's going to be the same kind of situation in this game again. So they just need to show us that they're actually able to walk down the whole of GAM, not just the first 20 minutes, but also after Baron spawns. And maybe just don't think about Baron at all, because it didn't go your way in the last game. Just try to play around the dragons. That seemed to go a little bit better for your side. And also, look at that cannon. 169 now on that hard steel already. He is having his own kind of game. I'm not entirely sure what game he's playing. It's not League of Legends, that's for sure, but I want to see the 4k HP cannon.
Kiai's playing a little Stardew Valley right now, right? He's farming up. He's making sure that he's scaling for later. He's going to become an absolute menace. Going to have 1,000 stacked heart steel, so that inside of fights he's going to be able to do a lot of damage. It's going to be pretty awesome. Bigger thing, it is Mountain Drake and Mountain Soul, which is a disgusting addition to this team. Think about it. Hecarim with Mountain Soul, already terrifying. You throw a Zillion ult on top of it, even harder to kill. Kiaya with this tanky build, gonna be hard to kill as well. Like, this team would be impossible to kill if they end up stacking for this soul point. So Team Wales, if I were Team Wales, I would actually throw a lot more into saying, I don't care if you equalize on gold a little bit, we need dragons. Like, those dragons cannot go over the GAM in any capacity.
And at the same time, it's also a really good soul for the side of Team Wales, right? Not only is it just a really good soul in general, but it's also on a team with Malphite, of course, one of the tankiest champs in the game, especially later on in the game. But then also Wukong, who has scaling armor hidden in his passive, so that's gonna get amplified as well. So I feel like this dragon could really decide the game. In most cases, I actually think dragons tend to get a little bit overrated. I've seen a lot of teams actually lose even after Soul, but this one might really be the deciding factor in the game.
Yeah, at minimum, it's going to be enough leverage for Team Wales to be able to pull in GAM after another 10 minutes. So 28 minutes right now is the timer for the optimal dragon take that's going to force GAM into a bad fight. So keep your eyes on that one if that were to come up. Notably also, okay, Style is just getting absolutely bullied in this game. Like I swear, Vit on cooldown with that culling is just like dropping it on Style and almost killing him every single time that they actually see each other, which is just crazy to think about. But if you are on the side of GAM and you're facing up against the Mountain Soul, think about Xayah doesn't have the most ridiculous damage in the entire world. I will stand by that fact no matter what the circumstance. She has good damage, don't get me wrong. But you also throw in a Zillion, a Hecarim who's a little bit behind in the game, and a Kennen who is not building full AP. This is not like a bunker buster of a composition. So if you've got a bunch of defensive stats, it's going to be hard to kind of pull it through, as that is Kiaya running directly at Glory, pops the Slicing Maelstrom, is going to force out the Zonias. Now Killer Queen
He's a tank,
well.
remember!
That's a big play. Yeah, Kiaya is doing quite a bit of damage right now, even though he is full tank with this Heartsteel, is getting quite a few stacks as well. He's not going to die because the Zillion ultimate's going to be thrown on.
This is ridiculous!
And GAM does it again! GAM wins a team fight out of absolutely nowhere. Killer Queen somehow fooled Levi into thinking he was in the opposite direction as Kiaya, or thought she could have stopped Nikia's access. Vince got to come here and probably like bail out his team more than anything else. Here comes Style as well. ADC for ADC, TP in the midst of everything. Xin is looking for maybe some sort of entrance. Vit's the only one with the health bar that's even accessible right now. As Kiaya wants more. He's a tank, Vit. What are you going to do with him? Absolutely nothing. Look at him, half health Vit with nothing but additional Heartsteel stacks. I was wrong.
Okay, this build is too broken.
Has a win condition.
This build is too broken. I can't accept it. This is ridiculous. Look at him. He's so tanky and just one-shot Vid there almost. Okay, let's take this mess apart. So, Team Wales kind of overcommit onto Kiaya because not only is he tanky, he also has Karti's ultimate in the back pocket too. So, you should really try to kill Karti here and force him to ult himself. Instead, they've spent so much time trying to kill Kiaya. Remember, Kiaya doesn't actually ever go down in this fight. And then Levi, if he's not exhausted, he probably just cleans house immediately. But wait, Zin is just dancing around the other side, having some fun.
Zin was escaping and accidentally ran into B when B flashed over the wall, so it was just support staring at each other. If it weren't for Levi messing up which was the right Wukong as well, that would have been 2 kills and it would have been a 1 fight. Instead, it was I think it was just a 1-for-0. Which does suck, because I feel like GAM played that a lot better than a 1-for-0, but they took enough health for it to not be a 1-for-0. They probably took 3 champions worth of health in that fight.
Yeah, and it looks like GAM's composition is slowly coming together. I do want to go back to before the fight, though, because I wanted to point out something that you talked about before the game started, and that was Team Wales having to find a way to focus the enemy ADC, not only in this particular best of 3, but also throughout the whole of the season, as we don't have time because there's another engage on Kiaya.
Yes, Kiaya, he gets the Zillion ultimate. He's going to pop the Slicing Maelstrom, so gets quite a bit. Levi's going to shove them back now, as Zin is also going to go diving through. They actually have enough time to put up feathers, and they can't follow through! They could go to Baron in this case, because Levi just dropped the ultimate. Everybody just kind of dropped ultimates. But if GAM can somehow stabilize this and make sure that Baron is not the play, they actually got out scot-free. There is no way. They just walked out of that.
It's too broken. The build is too broken. It bought enough time for Karti to actually make it up to Kiaya. Kiaya didn't even fret, didn't even flash, but here's another one.
They haven't done anything. I mean, what is Wales doing? Wales should have gone to Baron. Now B gets engaged on by Levi. Levi's going to take quite a bit of damage on the way out, but he's still not going to fall. Go to Baron. Walk at Baron. Please. GAM is at like 10% health with no cooldowns. Walk at Baron, please.
No, please no. Now it's too late. Now it's too late, Team Wales. Think about last game. Now it's too late. Don't take Rebels' advice. It's not. It's gonna kill you.
They had a chance, and they just didn't. They didn't do it. Now I'm okay with them leaving. They had more. They've given time for Kiaya and Levi to go back and re-enter the fight. If they had just give your mid tower, walk at Baron, they can't kill you. They can't do it. They had nothing left. Now they have all their cooldowns. They're going to have mid priority. They're going to have backs for 2 of their big members. The only problem now is that GAM didn't back Style and they didn't back Kadi, which means that they probably lose mid prio for the Dragon. Maybe Team Wales, this was big brain to keep them on the map long enough that like they were like, oh, we're going to threaten Baron with just a little bit, and now they get the Dragon priority. If that's the case, big brain over to Team Wales, but I feel like there was an opportunity there.
Okay, let's check in for Dragon. Everything is available for GAM apart from Style Ultimate, so maybe Nagia can lock in Flash Ultimate on top of him and you can eliminate Style, but of course there's Karti's Ultimate to prevent that from happening. So it's a little scary to fight for Dragon, but it seems like GAM is not even close, so that's another Mountain Drake, another 9% on this patch of bonus of extra resistances for the enemy team, so GAM is kind of losing the plot here.
They want the smoke. Yeah, Levi's going to go running in. I think they want the fight afterwards more than anything else. Zin is going to find a tag onto Glory, and he's going to get pushed back into everybody else. Kiaya with a Slicing Maelstrom that hits basically nobody. That's an ultimate.
Glory's alive, though.
He's not going to do anything because of the Kadi ultimate. And now everything's kind of split into 100 different pieces here for the side of GAM. Can Kiaya actually win on the other side of the fight? He's actually winning against Killer Queen as Vit is just tearing apart the rest of the squad of GAM. And Kiaya doesn't have the damage to win on the left side of the fight either, so nobody gets anything on GAM's side. Team Wales, much better call this time. I was wanting them to Baron. I thought that they had more than enough time to do it. Instead, they stall out. They get mid-prio. They walk at Dragon, and they win a massive team fight. They burnt every summoner on GAM, and now they get their Baron prize. That is a much better macro call. Don't listen to me. You know what you're doing, Team Wales.
And
100%.
And on the other hand, GAM actually with a very rare macro complete oversight, because if you don't fight for the Dragon, there is no reason to then expose your ADC that didn't even have ultimate to being engaged on. Let's take another look at this. GAM way too late for the Dragon, and then they focus on Glory, but they don't have the damage. Glory even exhausts the wrong target, but Levi is not dealing any damage to Glory, and now of course the re-engage comes in. Levi instantly evaporates. I didn't even know where the Zillion ulti went. I think on Kiaya probably. And at this point, everything is over because Karti doesn't deal any damage. He's Zillion. He's just there to protect his members. And the one combo you were supposed to play around, the Zillion and Hecarim, we're playing completely different fights in this game.
I'm not impressed by the way that they're able to actually generate anything, and GAM now stares down the barrel of a 7k gold disadvantage. It is huge. First off, Vit is huge. Vit has been amazing in this game alongside B. Both bot laners have had a complete resurgence, a renaissance of play inside of this one, where Vit has just been a backline assassin. And the crazier part is GAM doesn't do anything about it. GAM is never diving for Vit. They're diving for Killer Queen, they're diving for Glory, they're diving for B, whoever it might be. Kiaya actually is going to get a decent chunk of damage, but Killer Queen is just too strong. He's not Black Cleaver, he's got Sunder. Look at that. He didn't even take damage. He took no damage from Kiaya right there. Like, what are you supposed to do? And then, again, if you go diving into one of these other important members of the team, Vit is just walking past Hecarim, walking past Kiaya and saying, I'll just go kill Style, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, GAM is so far behind. They should not win this game. This is more severe than most of the games that they've come back from. This is a really big goal disadvantage, and Team Wales is not seeming to let up here in these team fights. It looks like they are much more coordinated now, just pushing down, playing the textbook style where you can't make that many mistakes.
Going to kill Levi.
Levi is walking very quickly. Oh, Glory actually flashed after him.
And Style almost again gets just run at by Vit, and there's nothing to be done. Nobody is here. Levi's not going to be back. He's not going to be fully healthy when he gets back either, so it should be a Nexus Tower. I'm guessing it's going to be a Nexus Tower unless they just decide to
full now. Style has no summoner spells and no ultimate. If Nagia just ults on him, Style probably dies.
Nagia gets stuck underneath the tower. For some reason, absolutely does nothing. That's going to be a kill coming through from Kiaya. Now, Rez in the middle of the team is Xin. Xin is going to get caught up. He's going to go down, but there's some more damage. Now, Vit is trying to work his way forward, trying to find Kiaya. Does not actually get it. As the push is thwarted, more or less, Vikati wants more. He runs very far forward. He's going to get brought down by Xin. Now we're back to a numbers advantage for Team Wales. They have all the health on GAM's side. I think they have to be cautious about this. They do not want Levi kind of running at them with Ghost, which can be up in a couple of seconds. Kiaya also has the ability to TP if there's any sort of deep ward here. And so, Team Wales finally calls it off, finally says, no more push, we're just going to leave. 10k gold advantage, take it off the board. Minute until Dragon Soul is on their docket as well.
Yeah, that's the good call to make there.
Did he ult in place?
Yeah, he did. He panicked.
Nagia?
could have eliminated Style. They actually had a way to win this game because Style is so low. That's a Nagia ult and an E, and even if Nagia dies for it, Style is dead. He doesn't have any defensive tools anymore. Okay, Kati's ultimate, of course, but in the end... Go ahead.
Just ult backwards! Like, why would you ult in place?
Yeah, it's a bit confusing, but in the end, it doesn't really matter too much.
You're right.
The Dragon Soul on the card's 40 seconds away, and GAM has to contest this one. I don't think they can ever win against extra shields and all the extra HP to work with from this chance. Dragon Soul, so they kind of have to find a way to get in there. I can't really see it happening now. Do they have any good flank wards? They do have one or two close to the Dragon Pit.
It's going to be easy enough to sweep those out, though. It should be something that B can do as soon as B kind of walks into the river, because right now B's super far forward, putting down approach wards, which is a really good strategy. They do find the one. Don't get baited. Don't get baited by Kiaya. Yeah, they actually... What? Why swap the ward? Why? Like, that was a fine ward. I know it was probably going to go down eventually, but, like, it was a weird place to put it, because all you did was donate that gold to Vit, and then you had no extra damage. Killer Queen went diving a little bit. He started the game inting a little bit, but, ever since Killer Queen has been perfectly fine. He's actually become a great duelist for the squad on any approach. And honestly, they're just kind of running at this tower. There's not much that can be done by GAM. They don't have the wave clear from this far out to be able to prevent this from happening. And at any point, they could just turn around and run directly at Mountain Soul. In fact, Style and Levi are both gone right now. They're just going to lose the inhibitor for absolutely nothing.
And I love this call from Wales, because every normal team would go for the Dragon Soul there, so the enemy team kind of says, okay, we have a little bit of a timing window to maybe get an objective shutdown on the other side of the map if we don't contest the Dragon Soul. But instead, Wales just says, oh, you want to go into top lane? Well, our Dragon Soul, we can take that a minute later. Yeah, very nicely done from Nagia there, XD. No, but I still like the macro call, and look at Vit's damage. He's here to... Vit. Oh!
Does he die? No, he doesn't. Of course, Zillion doesn't have damage. On the left side of the fight, here comes Kiaya with the ultimate, and Levi goes diving as well. Hits just about everybody with that Hecarim ultimate. Zin on the other side is split off completely. Nobody has the damage to actually clean up anything. Vit doesn't die to the Ignite, almost certainly. Yeah, he's not going to tick down fast enough, as that's going to be Mountain Soul now for the side of Team Wales. They had the pieces. They just couldn't put them all in one place at one time. They don't have any sort of centralizing damage. And because of that, GAM's dead. Like, GAM's done in the game. We're going to game 3, almost certainly.
Yeah, and what a comeback for Wales. Last time they played each other, Wales actually dominated game 1. They won in 38 minutes. It was a little bit of a struggle in the back half of the game, but they did look quite convincing. Then GAM smashed them in game 2, and we had a little bit of a contentious game 3. But this time around, it looked like GAM would just dominate this series. Yeah, let's just ignore that one.
Okay.
The funniest thing is actually Hackerim just running in it, immediately just running out again.
Too.
That was amazing. But Vid almost oversteps, almost dies as he flashes right on top of the stun.
Yeah.
But in the end, zillion damage is not enough. But let's take another look at the Levi Express. That's just the best interaction I've ever seen. His job there was done.
There were so many things that happened. So like Kiaya ulted, or my apologies, Nagia ulted and shorted it, but it actually burnt Kadi's ultimate because Kadi thought he was gonna get hit. So God, they didn't have the Zillion revive for that fight, which could have been a massive difference maker. As Levi has to run out, he has the ultimate on him. He's just gonna get caught. Now he caught his style. That's game. Like Baron buff's done, Mountain Soul's done. There's nothing left for GAM here. They were not able to execute this composition at all. I think not having style on a big damage dealer did hurt them quite a bit because again they needed the one big crux to pull it all together. If Kiaya is not building full AP this game, you need a primary damage dealer, and you don't have that Levi. Levi didn't get far enough ahead, and style got absolutely wrecked in this game with this Lucian Nami, which honestly is probably the best one we've seen all split coming out of VIT and B. Like they went so hard in this game. As it's just Team Wales pushing in the last couple waves to clean this
What a redemption game for Vid as they have one final fight to win.
It's not gonna matter now. Kiaya underneath the tower pops the ultimate, but gets basically nothing. These Nexus towers are falling. Killer Queen's in the backline having taken exactly 0 damage up until this point. I think his shield has actually grown in size, as that's gonna be Team Wales taking us to game number 3. This is actually my first 6-game day, I think, all season.